Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living. What a beautiful day this is to be here, to be present. We have such a glorious day, so much to celebrate today. Father's Day, Juneteenth, and a beautiful day, and the Warriors winning their championship. So all is good, all is well. I want to welcome everybody online as well for a beautiful day. And Cricket is back here to open us up with some music. So let's welcome Cricket.
Thank you. Good morning. I am a magnet, I attract love, peace, and abundance. I am a magnet, I attract love, peace, and abundance. I trust my gifts, follow my soul, here and now, here and now. Won't you sing with me? I am a magnet, I attract love, peace, and abundance. I am a magnet, I attract love, peace, and abundance. I trust my gifts, follow my soul, here and now, here and now. I am a magnet, I attract love, peace, and abundance. I am a magnet, I attract love, peace, and abundance. I trust my gifts, follow my soul, here and now, here and now. I am a magnet, I attract love, peace, and abundance. Sounds great. I am a magnet, I attract love, peace, and abundance. I am.
Thank you so much, Cricket. Thank you. What a beautiful day it is today. I want to let you first know we have a guest speaker today, Luchan Baker, and I'll introduce him later before he speaks, but I just want to let you know that he is a ministerial student, a practitioner at the Oakland Center for Spiritual Living. I am always kind of do a vetting process before I let somebody speak at our center. He's of high consciousness. And today I wanted him to speak because of his diversity, and he's a father. And there's one key ingredient that I needed to make sure, because I knew this Sunday would be critical for us, whether I would want him to speak. And the truth is, he is a Warriors fan. Because I knew a month out that this either was going to be a very sad day or a very happy day. And it was a very happy day. So, matter of fact, he is a Warriors fan longer than I have been. He grew up in Oakland or Berkeley, and knew them when they were bad. I've known them I've only been here 8 years, so every year has been a glorious year for me other than one. So it's good to have you here. Let's welcome him today. Also wanted to let you know of a few announcements that are important. But first, let's do our vision and mission statement together. So I think these are backwards. So let's start with our vision. We read it together. We are an inclusive community for spiritual growth and compassionate action. And our mission statement: we are co-creating a world that works for everyone by living intentionally, loving unconditionally, and seeing God in all people and all faiths. So a glorious affirmation for this day when there's so much to celebrate. Another thing I want to let you know that most of you know, maybe you don't, but Ann Davis, one of our longtime members, passed. And we've been trying to find a way for her to celebrate her, because she was a children's librarian for 30 years, a motorcycle rider, just full of adventure in all that she did. So I wanted it to be special, and I know we all have a unique relationship with her. The problem was that we couldn't find the right date where everybody could be there. Maybe there's no date that we do. So what we've done is we want to include everybody. So today and next Sunday, we're going to have these cards out that look like this, and they've got some little hearts on them. And if you knew Ann, just put a little note of how you knew her. It doesn't have to be the whole paragraph, just a memory or or traits that she had that you enjoyed. I know I put one up there thanking her for the books she donated to our children's library, over 20 books, and just the compassion and kindness she was, but also the adventuresome person she was. So you can just put right on these, and then there's a string out in the courtyard, and just hang it on that string. And then July 3rd, we'll have the actual celebration of her life. We're going to have a picnic potluck here in honor of her, probably here in the sanctuary, simply because it'll be a warm day. And we can share food, or you bring your own food, either way, but we can just share stories, and I'll read these cards too. I think that's important, so that if you aren't able to be here on July 3rd, we'll read these cards. Anybody online, you can send in emails or a distance, and we'll make sure it's included, or we'll write out the tag and put it on there, whatever. But we want to celebrate her life because she was an important part of this community in so many ways, and we want everybody to have the chance to express that. And we know that anything you write, it doesn't have to be the whole part of it, just enough to, and your feeling that goes with it, that sends it to the heavens. So thank you for being a part of that. And then also this coming Tuesday is the Summer Solstice. So we're going to celebrate it out in our courtyard at 7 p.m. We're going to have a non-wood fire, so don't worry about the spreading the fire, but it's part of the ritual to do that. Summer Solstice is about expressing more, something you want to expand in your life, rather than something you're letting go of. It's the seeds have been planted, the plants are growing. This is the height of growth, the summer. So where are you at in your life that you want to expand and celebrate and move forward in, or steps you want to take? So we're going to do a ritual around that, and we're going to involve people. What's great about these solstice ceremonies is people from outside our community, or outside our Sunday community, I should say, come. So there are people who just prefer not to do Sunday, but they'll do anything else just about. So that'll be a fun thing. And then we have our Unbottled concert on Saturday, June 25th with Karen Drucker. This is a fundraiser, so we are selling tickets to it. It's going to be a fun event where it's at 5:30, so just bring your own picnic, your own beverage if you want to, and it'll be just out in the courtyard, very pleasant into the evening. We'll have that. And she does wonderful concerts. I mean, amazing concerts, because she does that. Yes, Kathy? Are the entrances going to be payable at the door? Yes, and you can buy tickets at the door. Yes, yeah. Right now, there's discounts for group tickets, so that won't be available at the door, only the single ticket. So, yep, just want to clarify that. Yes, you do. It does. We won't ask how many years it's been. And then on the 30th of July is Crush MS. We partner with the Crush MS Foundation because we believe it's a worthy cause. And Karen Reed is here, who's glad to, if you want to help volunteer, tickets are available on crushms.org. And it's a beautiful event out at their vineyard. Boy, they've had as many as 300 to 400 people there, right? And so we're hoping for a big in-person event this year as well. And it's been traditional that our community serves as volunteers there. We usually have 20 to 30 volunteers from our community as part of our outreach. So we encourage you to be a part of volunteering at Crush MS this year. Yeah, it is so fun. Yes. And then we have meditation continuing on Wednesday, both in English and Spanish. Spanish services are second and fourth Sunday, so next Sunday. And we have conversations after in the courtyard. Remember, there's the tags for Anne if you're so interested in that. And then know that we're here for you to fill out prayer requests in the lobby, or to stay in the sanctuary to pray with practitioners, or online. We love to be able to pray for you. We consider the practitioners and I a treat, an honor, a privilege to be able to do this. Any other information is always online on our website. So thank you for being with us today, and many blessings on this Father's Day and on Juneteenth. And then more music as we enter this contemplative time.
At the center of my being there is love. At the center of my being there is love. This love is perfect. This love is in me. At the center of my being there is love. At the center of my being there is joy. At the center of my being there is joy. That joy is perfect. This joy is in me. At the center of my being there is joy. At the center of my being there is peace. At the center of my being there is peace. This peace is perfect. This peace is in me. At the center of my being there is peace. At the center of my being there is joy, love. At the center of my being there is love.
So if you'd like to, do I need to do anything? Okay, we'll try again. So if you'd like to soften your gaze or close your eyes, just take a moment. Just breathe in this moment, knowing that as you breathe, you're not actually taking a breath, you are being given a breath. You are given a breath by Spirit, by God, Goddess, all that there is. You are breathed in every moment, this divine gift of life. This breath that courses through your body and through your heart. This breath that is love. And so we just give thanks for this. We give thanks that the sun rose this morning, that the dawn broke, that here we are in this beautiful day together. And so as we breathe, our hearts entrain with each other, because the truth is we're all connected and we are so loved. We are loved in every moment. So just take a moment in the quietude to feel that truth. So knowing this love, this breath of life, we just give deep thanks, knowing that everything that happens here today opens our heart, expands our consciousness, and unites us in love. We let this be, and so it is. Good morning. My name is Laura, and I'm a practitioner here, and I have a spiritual reflection for today. And since it's Father's Day and Juneteenth, I've been thinking about what it means to be a father, our own fathers and our collective fathers. And I think of a divine masculine energy that if it's a presence or a person, it would be strong and courageous and protective and keep us safe and teach us and guide us and would be kind and loving and steadfast. And so some of us may have had wonderful fathers, and some of us may have had not so wonderful fathers, or terrible fathers, or absent fathers, or somewhere in between. But that puts us all on a journey of forgiveness and healing for all of our hearts. And then I started thinking about our founding fathers, who, of course, created the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution, and were illuminated men in many ways, but they were also men of their time, with their own embedded biases and prejudices and hierarchical mindsets. And so when they said that all men are created equal and the Creator gives us unalienable rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, we know there was this egregious omission in the definition of people. First of all, they left out half the population who are women, and then they left out all the people of color, our Indigenous, Native American brothers and sisters, and our Black brothers and sisters who were captured and enslaved. And so when I think of that and how much progress that we've made, the 13th Amendment, the 15th, the 19th Civil Rights, Martin Luther King, Black Lives Matter, but we're still in this struggle for our humanity, and I feel like our hearts are actually broken. And so our hearts need to be healed. There has to be true reparation and forgiveness. And so this week I saw on my phone, you know how you get the news feed? There was a story, and maybe some of you saw it. So I'll just tell you the gist of it. So it was in North or South Carolina, a Black woman was driving her father home from a chemotherapy treatment, and she had her 2 children in the back of the car. And she was pulled over by a white state trooper, a white male. And you can imagine, because of all the history and violence that's happened with law enforcement, that she and her family were really afraid and really tense and nervous as this state trooper walked up to the car and said, "Do you know you were speeding?" And she explained that her father had cancer and she was rushing home and she was sorry. And so he took her license and went back to his patrol car. Turns out this state trooper had also had cancer, and he was a man of deep faith. And he came back to the car and asked if he could pray with them. And he took the man's hand and said a prayer, and then he left and he didn't give her a ticket. So I just was deeply moved by that story in this intense moment of vulnerability, that a person was able to reach out with empathy and compassion to understand the situation and the experience of another person. And this, I think, is how we heal the otherness that's inside of us, this, whether it's mistrust or fear or anger, and it starts with ourselves, right? That we have to look inside ourselves where the otherness resides in our own hearts and minds, where we're afraid, where we might hate or not love ourselves, and then how we project that onto other people. And then we have to heal that with each other and in our institutions and in our nation. So I just feel like this is our path forward, that these little acts of kindness and empathy light the way, because it's our spiritual and human capacity for relationship, for love and kindness, that helps us heal all the places that have been destroyed and degraded in ourselves, in each other, in our environment, in our beautiful world. And that's the truth of who we are, that we can replace fear with love. And so I just know that that's the truth. And as we move forward, that's how we create a world that works for everyone.
are a part of it, and I am a part of it. Magic happens everywhere. Take a breath, you'll find it there. You are a part of it, and I am a part of it. Magic happens everywhere. Take a breath, take a breath. Revolving tide, creating life. You are the one, I am the one. Revolving tides, healing life. You are the one, we are one. You are a part of it, and I am a part of it. Magic happens everywhere. Take a breath, you'll find it there. You are a part of it, and I am a part of it. Magic happens everywhere. Take a breath, take a breath. Revolving tide, creating life. You are the one, I am the one. Revolving tides, healing life. You are the one, we are one. You are a part of it, and I am a part of it. Magic happens everywhere. Take a breath, you'll find it there.
Song, Cricket. That's one of your, I know your own songs that you wrote, and it's so beautiful. So thank you for sharing that with us today. I always look forward to you singing with us once a month. So it's beautiful. Thank you, Liz. And Laura, I just want to acknowledge you. That was just beautiful this morning. It's great to have you here and sharing with us. So thank you. And then we have our speaker today, Luchan. It's interesting. He comes from a lineage of science and mind ministers. And we have shared, his grandmother was one of the founding members of East Bay, was then Church of Religious Science. Now, so I guess it's still Church of Religious Science, isn't it? And your uncle is a minister. And so we share being called to ministry at a young age and ignoring it for a while, trying to run away from it as far as we can. Now, luckily, we are blessed that he didn't wait as long as I did to come into ministry, that he is in his second year now and is going to be an amazing pulpit minister because he is just so present, so conscious, and so aware. As I still call you a young man, so I hope you accept that. So let's welcome Luchan.
Thank you. Napa Valley. God, I missed y'all. I missed y'all so much. Thank you for having me back. I'll admit, today being two holidays that I really take serious, I didn't know how to begin. It's always the beginning, it's always the awkward part. I'm always like, okay, how do I start this? Once the beginning flows, I can pretty much handle the rest. So I was asking myself, what's more important to me? Juneteenth or Father's Day? Well, Let's just look at Juneteenth for a minute. See, the way I grew up, we didn't wait for it to be a federal holiday. The way I grew up, it was a real thing. And we knew that only a select of us, woke African Americans, like how we like to refer to ourselves, are the ones who knew about Juneteenth. There was a time when I was working in San Francisco and very close to the Fillmore, which is now known as the Western Addition. And I told this young brother, Happy Juneteenth. And as soon as I said it, his face just scrunched up. And he said, I don't participate in all that. And I knew what he meant. See, this young man had no idea what Juneteenth was. He thought it was just a festival that happens every year where we get together and fight and the police gets called. He had no idea what it meant. He had no idea the pride. And I understand, because for many of us, we still know what it means, yet we still don't really honor it. You know, there's this misconception that the paper was signed just because out of pity. The paper was signed just because so many people felt sorry for us, poor African Americans, and it was just time to free us. But that is not the case. See, we fought alongside each other in the Civil War. We put in our work. We bled for this country. I'm pretty sure many of us even know who Crispus Attucks is, the first one to shed blood for this country in that war. We forced the proclamation. Now, before I go any further, I'd like to also talk about this beautiful country, America, that we all love. The economy, the endless possibilities of freedom that exist in this country. Now, Black, white, whatever we are, as Americans, let us all remember that we all benefit from America's economy. But it would not be right if we didn't talk about the foundation of that economy. Who knows what the first commodity on Wall Street was? It was us. African Americans was the first commodity on Wall Street. See, I find this interesting because I have a cousin who went to school to be a stockbroker and yet quit because he talked about the racism he experienced trying to work on Wall Street as an African-American man. Now, this is the part that I like to slow myself down and smile at, because oftentimes when I talk about my experience as an African-American man in this country around non-African Americans, later on, I regret everything I said. There's no way for me to talk about it without the rage and the issues coming out. And once I feel comfortable, like all of you always make me feel, I feel like I end up saying too much. Then the regret comes. Oh, I can't believe I said that. No, how are they going to feel about me? No Black man wants to be the scary Black man in the room. We don't. But because I feel so comfortable and I know the consciousness in this room, I'm going to thank you in advance for allowing me to talk without a filter. Around that same time, at that same job in San Francisco, this company eventually, just the way it happened, it began being all men who worked there. And the customer came in, she was very frazzled, and said that out in the street, some man had whistled at her and was following her for blocks, shouting obscenities at her, and it made her very uncomfortable to the point that when she walked up, she was in tears and she just needed someone to vent to. And me being compassionate, I said, well, would you like to come in here and talk about it? She said, no, I don't want to come in there. There's nothing but men in there. I'm sick of you guys. I don't want to see y'all. And I realized what time it was. See, she needed someone to direct that energy toward. And in that moment, as an ally to women, I knew what my duty was to sit there and allow her to vent. So I let her, and I encouraged her to keep it coming. I'm tired of you whistling at me. I'm tired of you following me. I'm tired of you seeing me as an object. I'm tired of you acting as if I can't do the job as well as you, probably even better. I am sick of it. And the more she cried, the more she screamed, I smiled and said, keep it coming. Don't quit. See, what felt good in that moment was I wasn't a black man. I was a man in that moment. I was allowing her to be seen, and I was being seen as a man. Father's Day and Juneteenth. Goodness. What a coincidence, being that for much of this country's history, Black men weren't allowed to be fathers to their children. Has there ever been a time in your family's history where it was illegal for you to read? Where you couldn't stand up for your children? Where you couldn't protect them? Where you weren't even allowed the chance to provide for them? Has that ever happened in your family's history? Growing up in this place we call the hood, I was special because not only did I know my father, not only was my father in my life, my father was a fireman. So it was always fun for me when those neighborhood kids who I did not like saw my father pulling up in his uniform, and, I got to point and say, that's my daddy. Growing up science of mind, we know that our words have power. So playing the dozens, as we call them, ranking on each other, making fun of each other, we weren't allowed to do that in my family. You can get in a lot of trouble. So when we got to the playground, and let me just tell you, growing up Black and not knowing how to play the dozens, you're going to have a hard life. I didn't know how to do that. What you're saying is mean to me, so I just thought I'm supposed to say mean back. So it was like, hey, Lil, what's up with those Payless shoes? I don't know. Where's your daddy at? I know. I did that a lot. Even my own friends would be like, hey. Having a father was a very special experience for me. The only thing I can really be mad at is that my father left these big old shoes for me to fill, and they are intimidating. My father taught me so many things, not just about life, but about being a Black man in this country. And one of the main things he made sure I understood was when the police pull you over, here is how you act. Yes, your white boy friends may get to act this way, but you don't get to do that. And I apologize. So when I tell you about growing up in Berkeley, California, and my first time ever being detained by the police, I was 11 years old on my bike, driving through the Berkeley campus of all places, the most liberal place on earth. And a young Black kid is being illegally searched right there on Telegraph Avenue. All I could do was come home and cry to my father. And all he could do was sit there with a poker face and say, I'm sorry, and be ready because it will happen more times in your life. This isn't about me telling y'all how terrible it is growing up as a Black man in America. Because quite honest, I enjoy it so much. Juneteenth is the day about freedom. What I love about New Thought is that what we practice is God is all there is, and there is only one life. If I see something and don't see the God in it, it's not that thing that needs to change. It is my own consciousness. See, it's fun, but it's not always easy. Keep that coming, George. I feed off that. It is our own consciousness that needs to change. See, I applaud our ancestors, and these are your ancestors too. Let us not forget, we are benefiting off the ancestors who gave their all and were not paid, were not even seen as human for us to be here right now. Let us not forget that it was Black women who breastfed the master's kids before her own. We have all benefited off our ancestors, our African American ancestors, and the disconnect is why the world is in the way it is right now. Let us remember our foundation. Let us remember the very reason we are breathing, are able to enjoy this country called America. Let us not forget. The Unity Church says your prayer is my prayer too. I grew up in Berkeley, which means all my friends look very different. I've been to Passovers. I've been to bar mitzvahs. Who doesn't celebrate Cinco de Mayo and St. Patrick's Day and all these awesome holidays? We celebrate them all because this is America. Why Juneteenth? Because freedom is a human birthright to all. This isn't about white hate. Being pro-Black has nothing to do with hating white people. I will say that one more time. You see me with my fist up, that is not an invitation for you to call the police. I want you to understand that is the name of freedom. We are human, and freedom is a human birthright. While we say that, let's see what Ernest Holmes has to say about freedom. The divine plan is one of freedom. The inherent nature of man is ever seeking to express itself in terms of freedom because freedom is the birthright of every living soul. Orderly Holmes, salute. Juneteenth. We all know that July 4th, 1776 is our Independence Day. I see everybody like they didn't want to nod too fast. I guess y'all know what I'm going with it. It was not Independence Day for all of us. See, that's where a lot of my white friends and I would butt heads. They'd invite me to 4th of July parties, and I would always feel the need to show up with something on to show my honor to my ancestors. Be it red, black, and green, be it a dashiki, be it, the Afro pick still in my hair with the fist Afro pick. I know some of y'all saw that. It had to be something. Goodness, Luchan, why do you got to make everybody uncomfortable? Let me just say right now something that I have to get off my chest. The word ghetto and the word thug are two words that we feel are pretty much three parts of the N-word right there. You say those words 3 times in one sentence, we're like, hey, hold on there. I mean, what really constitutes something as ghetto in the first place? My definition, anything pop culture has not taken yet. Once the Kardashians do it, it's not ghetto no more. Am I right? I remember one day, Sarah and we were watching the Thanksgiving holiday parade, and we were enjoying it until it got time for the country music part. And as they came up, I grew up cleaning the house to Patsy Cline. Country music, yeah, I want to see some fringes and whatever. And when I saw what I saw, I was confused. These kids had on baggy jeans and Timberlands and had their face all shaved up like mine. Hold on, what's going on? And my wife just smiled and said, yeah, well, that's what country music looks like now. And then I got angry. So wait a minute. When he does it, it's okay? When he does it, it's acceptable? When he does it, he's expressing himself. In the next Olympics, they'll finally have breakdancing as an Olympic sport. I remember in downtown San Francisco, there were city signs that said no breakdancing. I saw that. Oh, but now that Black people have put that artifact down and left it alone, once we realize I can't get out of the hood doing this anymore, somebody came right back and picked that artifact up, didn't they? See, we're used to it. We're used to it. I'm not saying this to shame anyone. I'm just reminding everyone that same thing that I did to express myself that was looked down upon as ignorant, the same thing I did that can get me pulled over and may not even survive getting pulled over is acceptable when the next kid does it. But this isn't about y'all. This is not about racism. My favorite thing and my least favorite thing about our philosophy is it is always about me. That's the part I don't always like. See, it's easy for me to blame anything outside myself, but we know better than that. This is the part that I don't like. Georgia's laughing because she knows we've had many conversations about this, and I was not always talking as confident. Our biggest challenge in this life, it's not racism. It's not world hunger. It's our own comfort. In the universe, whatever force we put out, there is equal opposing force in that other dimension. We know this, which literally means that the only person we are in competition with is who we were yesterday. Oh my goodness. Mike Tyson, the baddest man on the planet right now, said every single time he got in the ring, he was terrified. You, Mike Tyson, you were terrified? What more proof do we need to know that the only person we're in competition with is ourselves? So with that being said, our own comfort, this is where racism comes from. This is where sexism comes from. This is where all these things come from, because instead of me working on me, I can just blame you and everybody who looks like you. It's so much easier. Oh, well, you know how white men are. That's how they get down. Oh, the police and, that whole thing. It's just, that's what they do. It's so much easier, y'all. There's no accountability. I was very, very nervous last night, writing these notes that I'm not even looking at right now. Reverend J is very much like a father to me. This is the first time he's hearing this. I look at this man and I see the way he expresses himself spiritually, and I'm like, that is the spiritual leader I want to be. Do we realize how spoiled we are right here? And so the fear of allowing these past moments in my life and the times of racism, the times of feeling discriminated against, all that was coming through the pen, and I did not like the way it was coming out. And I kept trying to impress Reverend J, impress the congregation. And I realized in this moment, be still. This is about Freedom Day. This is about freedom. Now, let's just be honest. We like these walls, don't we? What walls am I talking about? We like these walls we've been putting up in our lives. I work as a case manager in San Francisco's Tenderloin. I came to the job very gullible, telling my boss, oh, yeah, I'm going to change this around, and these are my people, and I'm from the same places they're from, and just really, really gullible. I remember just the smile that my manager was giving me, like, look, we get it. You want a job, okay? You got it. Stop it. Then I realized a lot of the things that come with this unhoused population. One more thing, I think the term unhoused is really to make us feel better. If I ever find myself unhoused, call me homeless, okay? Unhoused is, I feel, to make us feel better. Anyway, when we talk to a lot of people on the street, something I realize is there is a lot of them who say they have a condition where they do not like being indoors. The walls make them feel uncomfortable. They feel trapped. And then I think about the own walls I put in my life, the way I box myself in. Walls make us feel comfortable. See, we say we want to be free. We say it because it sounds like the right thing to do, but understand what that means. Harriet came back for many people. Nat Turner came back for many people in that revolt, and not everybody went. Think about that. You've been a slave your entire life, and someone's saying, come on, I can get you free. What? Free? I don't even know how to do that. I'm 70 plus years old and I've been picking cotton in the same field for this long, and you want me to just give it up? Think about that. How many of us have been carrying old things we've been telling ourselves that have kept us in jail? How many of us? I know it's not just me. How long you gonna wait till you write that book? Till you put out that album? Till you get that degree? Till you get that relationship you know you deserve? We love these walls, but guess what? In honor of Juneteenth, you're gonna be free today. Oh, you will be free today. See, this is where we let go of all that and realize that freedom starts within. George Washington Carver was born a slave. We all love to write him off as, oh, you mean the guy who invented peanut butter? But let me tell you something deeper about him that you may not know. His master decided to castrate him very young because he did not want him messing around with his daughter. So when you hear old recordings of George Washington Carver, his voice is very high pitched, and he was what people called weird. There's a book about him called The Boy Who Talked to the Flowers. He didn't have his testicles, so he was not interested in girls. He would talk to flowers instead. I don't say this to make y'all squirm. I'm sorry if I did, but what I will tell you is from that, he learned to find the presence of God within his life without that part of him. This is the freedom I'm talking about. See, when we say we truly want to be free, what do we mean? I know that my anger, my hate toward police, my fear toward other people has created a comfortable, familiar theme in my life. But to not have that, what does that look like? This is the world that we're talking about that works for everyone. I'm an 80s baby. Telling me to now make sure to ask someone how they identify is something I have to get used to. But please understand, it is not because I'm fighting against it. It's because I'm a dinosaur and I am always learning. In order for us to create this world that works for everyone, we have to make a safe space for us to talk about the walls we put in our lives. Instead, we shame each other for it. Why do we do that? Well, shoot, as soon as you show the world the walls you put up, I can shame you so nobody sees mine. But we all have them. Has no one in here ever had a general idea that was not so nice about a whole group of people? I have. How we love talking about the reverends in my life. It always makes me nervous because I'm like, then you're going to want me to step up to there. I'm not at that level yet. But the truth is, we've all asked to be great at some point in our life. Firstly, you already are. Sorry, you're not normal. If you're hearing this right now, it's because you're supposed to. You are not normal. This ain't just for them. This is for all of us. And secondly, who am I without these walls in my life? What is that like? Who will I be? Being free is a responsibility not all of us are ready to take on. Juneteenth is about freedom. It's not about slavery at all. It's about how I am deciding to express that freedom in my life. This is why we used to sing when we were in the field. See, free is a state of mind. We don't give my ancestors enough credit. We were practicing the science of mind way before it was even a thing. You don't survive 400 years of that without knowing God is the only power in your life. So then there's fatherhood. And my beautiful Black father in this world. Not only masculine, not only muscular because he's a firefighter, but a dark-skinned Black man in America. I always thought if I just walked into the White House, times where, you know, you could actually do tours in the White House, just yellow, dark-skinned Black man in America. Like, what would happen? Like, why you want to give the president nightmares, Luchan? I remember this time he took my sister and I to the mall to get clothes. And after we were done taking pictures. It's the 80s. So remember, you went to Sears or Mervyn's for your pictures. And when we came back, the cart full of brand new school clothes was gone. Somebody walked off with it and he'd already bought it. And I remember the hurt look on my dad's face, the disappointment, the what am I going to do now? And without even flinching, this man just shrugged his shoulders and went back and bought us everything all over again. This morning I was laughing because the baby was the only one besides my wife who told me Happy Father's Day. We got 2 teenagers in the house. Yeah, I know. And then I thought about how dad just without even flinching went back and bought those clothes. Nobody said, good job, dad. Nobody said, thank you for going back in there and buying those clothes. Nobody told him any of that. He did it without even flinching. He didn't call his therapist. He didn't call his mama crying. He just did it. See, when I was a brand new father and dealing with the trauma, this biased court system, trying to make it hard for this black man to take care of his black son, I was always using Father's Day as a way to poke my chest out. And I would always wonder why seasoned fathers would just laugh at me like, oh, this little dude think he's getting some credit. And now I know what it means to be a father. We don't do this for the credit. We don't do this for the accolades. Matter of fact, it makes it more awesome when we do it and nobody sees it and we feel good about ourselves. Freedom is always about you and how you feel about you. Always. Nobody can mess up your self-esteem. How is somebody else responsible? How about you feel about you? For so many years, we were under oppression from that one word we were told not to ever say. First, we were colored. See, that was easy. That was nice. If you called somebody black, you were trying to hurt their feelings. But this is the power of love. A man by the name of James Brown said, forget that. I'm going to say it loud because I'm black and I'm proud. That's right. And literally, we weren't colored anymore after that song. Another Juneteenth fact about me, I used to always go into Mel's Diner on these days and go to the jukebox. I put say it loud about like 5 times in a row. Finally, the waiter be like, come on, dude, like we get it. And then came gangster rap, where that same word that was used to oppress us, to demean us, to make us feel less than human, and we took our power back and made it mean something different. Say what you want about gangster rap, but the way they use the N-word now is the original Me Too. See, there's a reason others can't say it. In order for you to say it, you have to experience what I'm going through. Are you ready for that? Are you ready to be looked at like a criminal no matter how fly your suit is? Are you ready for people to ask you questions like, why you want to go to school anyway? Are you ready for no matter what you do to make yourself non-threatening? People are always going to look at you like any moment now he's going to do that black thing. Are you ready for that? And even if you are, here's the cool part. You're still going to be treated differently from me. I'm not saying you can't say it. I'm just saying there's consequences to saying it that I don't think you really want to take on, bruh. Now, every now and then, the community gives what's called an N-word pass. Few of my white boy homies have them, and I always give them a disclaimer. You get to say this here. I can't help you if you say it somewhere else, bro, because they don't know you. And they didn't give you that pass. And at the end of the day, I still got to see them every day. I'm not trying to go against the whole community because you listen to too much 50 Cent. What I'm truly trying to say is race is a myth. There is only one life. And God is so abundant that that life comes in many different expressions. Let's just take the time and see the many different faces of God around us right now. Look at how beautiful God is. Look at that. Look at that. God does not fail. Look at that. This is what we get to do when someone starts to bring that idea of duality and separation in our lives. I went to school in the 90s, so you already know Jerry Springer was big in my life. I would cut sometimes because I knew, oh man, they're gonna have the Klan on there. They're gonna have all the hate groups on there. And my favorite thing to always hear them say was, you know what? Excuse me if I do the accent and offends you, but it's really fun. If God intended us for all us to be together, God would have put us all in the same place together. And I would always say, what? You mean like Earth, genius? Look around. This is the all-star game. And quite frankly, anyone who wants to live their life with hate, you are missing out. I get to watch Friends. I get to listen to the Chili Peppers. I get to do all these things that are told are not Black because I don't put myself in these walls like that. We love these walls. I get it. But today, we get to be free. Napa Valley, I want to thank you so much for having me here. I want to thank you for the music, for the love that you've given me when I walked up here, and happy Father's Day to all the fathers. Namaste.
Can you speak the name of your father?
Baker II.
And your children and how old they are?
Olivia Henry, Ajamu Baker, and Taj Oliver Baker. 14, 12, and 4.
Beautiful. All right, thank you. Oh, I went to church today. I don't know about you guys. Thank you. Thank you. All yours. You've left me speechless. That's hard to do.
Well, I'm going to do something I've never done before, and I hope this is okay, but I'm going to switch my song based on that talk. And it's funny how spirit moves through us. I hope I can find this in a timely manner. Because this is a new song. I've never performed it, but I printed it out, and now I know why. It's called Freedom and Peace. I am powerful, I am. I can do anything. My life's created by me. In my body I feel freedom and peace. I am. I am enough, I am enough, I am. I can do anything. My life's created by me. In my body I feel freedom and peace. I am. I am worthy, I'm worthy, I am. I am enough, I am enough, I am. I am powerful, I am.
A new song, huh? Beautiful, beautiful. We are treated today. So this is the time in our service when we have the opportunity to participate in the law of circulation. What I know is that which you give, whether time, talent, and treasure, always returns to you tenfold. Blessings of Spirit are available to you as you open your heart, as you give, and as you receive. So we so appreciate all the gifts of time, talent, and treasure you give to us. You can give online, you can text, or you can make your checks, either mail them to us or giving them here in person as a walk of this law of circulation. There's baskets in the front and in the back as Cricket brings us another song. So wait, before you do that, I just realized I didn't do this. So if we hold our hands up to our heart with that which we're giving, whether love or a financial contribution, and we say this affirmation together. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate, and so it is.
I expand in abundance. I expand in success. I expand in love every day, and I inspire others to do the same.
Can you bring me one?
Won't you sing with me? I expand in abundance. I expand in success. I expand in love every day, and I inspire others to do the same. One more time, you got it. Here we go. I expand in abundance. I expand in success. I expand in love every day, and I inspire others to do the same.
So we've just blessed this community in so many ways. It's a blessing to as we are part of this community and what we do out in our community. So thank you for being a part of it. In honor of Father's Day, we have these little gifts for fathers and all men, but really anybody wants them. We have plenty of them. But they're little packages of Play-Doh. And I told Mary before this that we're not handing them out before the service because people would play them. We should have given it. We could. So anybody under 18 can get one also, but really anybody. But it's a symbol, and the symbol is I appreciate your talk a lot in so many ways because I think our model of being a man or being black or being white or being brown or whatever walls we put in are falling apart, and we're grateful for that. And so this Play-Doh is moldable, it's flexible, and we can be that person who is flexible and allow people to have their stuff. We don't have to always confront it, we can call it out, but we can be this person who receives spirit and creates through a way of receiving. So you can make it into a little bowl to represent receiving or just play with it, whatever you want to do. Anyway, these are available after the service in the lobby as you step out. So, but I wasn't going to have people playing with it during your talk. So, this is a time when we like to ask if anybody's here for the first time. Sarah, you're here for the first time. Welcome. Anybody else here for the first time? So we have We have a blessing for our new people as well as all people here, and anybody new online, we welcome you too. We simply say, we bless you today, knowing that the peace and happiness you seek is also seeking you. We honor your inner radiance as you let your light shine in the world. We are grateful for your presence in our community, and so it is. So grateful to have you here today, people online as well as people here. Great talk today. It was just amazing. I was just really touched by it. So thank you. Thank you. And I will put out a shortened version out online of just your talk this week so you can get to it. It's been streamed, so we have a quality recording of it. We'll get that to you. So. Oh. So I guess she's watching today. So that's wonderful. That's great. So to wrap up today, if you can, we'll do the community affirmation together. So repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening through me right now.
Something wonderful is happening through me right now.
I am led by spirit.
I am led by spirit.
I'm guided by wisdom.
I am guided by wisdom.
I am protected by love.
I am protected by love.
I am here to be a blessing.
I am here to be a blessing.
I am so grateful.
I am so grateful.
And so it is. And let's all stand for our closing song.
I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God.
As we go forward, we know the truth of who we are. We let those walls go and we are free. Thank you, God. Have a great Sunday. Happy Father's Day. Happy Juneteenth. Why don't you come out with me to greet people?